Well, we've made our way from Kentuck into the downtown borough area of Ohio Pyle, a unique little community that plays host to quite a number of visitors each year. And we're in Falls Market right now. And joining me is Pam, the proprietor of this great establishment, and also Joel with Ohio Pyle Trading Post and Rafting Company. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Ohio Pyle because I know you're kind of like the spokesman for the area. You help to organize some of the things going on here. So what are some of the reasons people or visitors come to Ohio Pyle? What are some of the things they take part in doing while they're here?
Well, they definitely love to go rafting. Biking's a big part of the reason why people come here, camping, hiking, and to enjoy nature and see the waterfall.
So you have the great outdoors here, and you mentioned biking. Where can you bike from or to when you're coming through Ohio Pyle?
Well, running through Ohio Pyle is the Great Allegheny Passage. It goes from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C. The section that goes from Ohio Pyle to Confluence is generally rated the #1 section. So we get a lot of traffic. People start in Ohio Pyle, they bike either to Confluence or to Connellsville and come back to Ohio Pyle.
Now, for the people that are really looking for adventure, I know you can bike, and we bring our kids up, my 4-year-old, my 5-year-old, so we can come up and make a family day out of biking. But for those looking for a little more adventure, Joel, you provide some high adventure or high octane sports with your rafting company.
Yes, we run all 3 sections of the Youghiogheny River. We run the middle Youghiogheny, which is from Confluence to Ohio Pyle. The most popular section is the lower Youghiogheny that begins below the waterfall at the new Visitors Center here in Ohio Pyle State Park, and it goes 7.5 miles downstream to Bruner Run Takeout. That is a Class 3 intermediate stretch. And then we also do a section in western Maryland called the upper Youghiogheny, Class 4 and 5.
Now, you both deal with visitors that are coming into the area, and I know we want Ohio Pyle to be as hospitable as possible. Where are some of the most unique visitors you've ever been from? How far do people come from to visit Ohio Pyle?
Well, people come from all over the world to visit Ohio Pyle. Falling Water is a giant pool for the area. It's one of the most unique houses in the United States.
We just met the sister property, Kentuck Knob, and did a quick little interview with them over there.
Right. So people will go from Falling Water, which is up the road, and they'll come through Ohio Pyle and they'll go to Kentuck Knob. So people come from all over the world to see Falling Water. It's hopefully going to be listed on the UNESCO World Heritage Site list, and that'll make it even more popular. But people come for the biking. They come for the world-class rafting that we have here. This is a very unique town. It's very special in the United States to have a town that's configured the way that Ohio Pyle is, and people love to come here and see the diverse nature and the attractions that we have in the area.
So let's talk a little bit about the economic impact, because tourism is one of the #1 industries here in the Commonwealth, and especially in the 51st Legislative District where I serve in Fayette and Somerset counties. Tourism is just of huge importance. What kind of an economic impact do you think is brought to our community through the tourism here in Ohio Pyle?
Well, we're the hub for the tourism industry here in the Laurel Highlands. Ohio Pyle makes it happen here spring through fall for the most part. The winter would be our slowest time here because we are in the ridges here, so our elevation causes the weather to be a little bit harsh in the winter. But 8 months out of the year, we draw people in here from the tri-state area for the most part, but we do bring people in from all over the world, as Pam said, for the rafting and for the biking. The Great Allegheny Passage, combined with what goes on the river here, Ohio Pyle becomes a very busy place. We get a couple million visitors a summer here to the state park.
One of the busiest state parks, I believe, that's in the state park system, ranked 1 or 2, if I remember correctly. I've been here in the summer when it's hard to even find a parking space throughout the entire borough. So I know how busy it gets, but one of the things I wanted to point out, Pam, especially with you and your business here at Falls Market, we mentioned there's an 8-month season that's busy, but maybe for the locals, to get a chance to come up when it's not as busy, you are open year-round, correct?
We're open every day except for Christmas and Easter. Other than that, we're open. And, you know, as Joel said, it's typically busier during those 8 months, but people love to come here any time of the year. It's great to come here during the off season. You can still ride your bicycle. You can still go hiking. People like to come see the waterfalls when they're frozen. People like to come see the water when it's high. Just a few days ago, we had a beautiful day in February and town filled up. People have cabin fever, and you can go hiking on a beautiful day in February just as easy as you can in the spring or the summer. So they love to come here every season.
Sure, and right here in Falls Market, you can get a bite to eat, you can pick
Right.
up some other items. Tell me a little bit about your business model and what you do here, what you offer to the guests.
Well, exactly what you said. You know, a long time ago, before I owned Falls Market, I did come up here hiking with my dad when I was just a teenager, and there wasn't the opportunity to come in here and spend that extra time with your family and build those memories. And now what we try to do is be open year round so people can come in here in the winter, in the off season, and go for a beautiful hike with their family and come in here and finish the day, have ice cream, soup, hot chocolate, and make a full day of it and have a wonderful memory to take home with them.
Now, Joel, I know you may not be sending people on rafts down the river today, but I know you're in the office working and taking telephone calls. A couple
Sure.
years ago, I was part of a Rotary group that put together a kids program in the summer, and I know we went out to the schools and we sold that program. So we had to make rafting, as we wanted to be part of the weekend, we had to make our arrangements well in advance so that we could say this is when we're going and add it to the itinerary. So groups that are trying to plan a summer trip right now, are you ready to take their call and,
Yeah,
and put them on the
absolutely.
schedule?
Absolutely. We do a lot of work in the off season, preparing for the summer season with the rafting. We do a lot of walk-up business throughout the course of the summer, though. People can walk in and add to a trip at any point in time. But the larger the group, that most people will book those in advance. So in the off-season, we spend our time doing our maintenance on our equipment, getting ready for the off-season, plus working on our marketing plans and that kind of stuff. We do any type of building that we need to do, we try to do it in the off season so that during the summer when the guests are coming, then our time is spent dealing with the people, not dealing with maintenance issues.
Now, you know, because we're on legislative report today, we like to talk about anytime there's maybe issues with regulation or taxation and how that affects your business. We like to look at it from that scope. Joel, I know you are kind of involved in a positive program that has been able to help you out, at least this year, with your marketing through the Laurel Highlands Visitor Bureau's grant program, and that comes from the hotel tax that the local county collects. So will you tell me a little bit about how you and the other rafting companies have come together to market through that hotel tax?
Well, the hotel tax has helped us tremendously. What we're able to do, the 4 outfitters, we throw into what's called a co-op marketing plan. So the 4 of us are able to pool our money together, and we can be much more effective with our marketing. Our marketing, we can reach new markets, and we can be more effective when we reach those markets. So, you know, we do a variety of type of marketing. We use social media, we use television, we use radio, and it's a very effective way to bring people to Ohio Pyle.
So if someone was looking to learn more about rafting, what would be the best website, telephone number that you could give that they could get in touch with you through?
Well, it's OhioPyleTradingPost.com. That is our website that we run, and it's on all the time. You can book your trip online. You know, you can book in advance. You can see all our upcoming events, anything like that that we have going on for the season. And you can sign up on our email list, so you can subscribe to that, which will keep you up to date to any new events that we have coming or any specials that we may have to offer.
And to contact the market here, Falls Market, how can they get in touch with you, Pam?
We have Stay and Play Ohio Pyle. It actually has everybody listed on it and all the places to stay in town, all the restaurants and different attractions in the area. Everything's listed on there. So it's Stay and Play Ohio Pyle, and we are actually open year round, so you can call Falls Market anytime. People call here and ask when the buckwheat supper is, or when Music in the Mountains is, or our famous wine festival, which does a great job supporting the local community. So you can always call Falls Market's number.
Well, thank you both for being here and being on the show with me today,
Thank you,
and for
Matt.
being great ambassadors of Ohio Pyle to the millions of visitors that come through here each year.